Alright, so let's continue. Now in this part, we will be sending the user an email, the confirmation link, when they place a new order. And in a similar way, we're going to send them a mail once they confirm the order. So the very first thing that we have to do is to install a npm package called Node Mailer. So it's a Node module which allows us to send emails, and we're going to be using it to send email from a Gmail account. So it is expected that you do have a Gmail account in order to proceed with the rest of the part. So first thing first, we need to install this package. Let's quickly do that. Over here, I'm going to pop open another terminal and let's install npm install node. And I made a typo. Let me just install it in this way. Now the thing is, wait a second, what is this? Import over here. I guess we have to fix this real quick. Let's see. Okay, so now I guess it's installed. That's cool. So let's work on the logic. Now the thing is that as I stated that we need to send mails 2 times. One, the confirmation link, the other one once the order is confirmed. So in regards to that, let's create a function, a reusable function, which we can call with the respective information, and the rest of the things will remain the same as in the node mailer configuration. Now it's going to make sense once we do it. So within the utils folder, let's create a new file by the name of email, and in here we first need to import node mailer from the node mailer package. So the function that we're going to create is going to be send email, and it's going to receive a bunch of different things. For now, let's just skip that part. So over here, the node mailer that we have, the very first thing that we have to do is to create a transport which will allow us, or to say which will enable us to send mail. Like we will be able to send mail only after configuring a transport, creating a transport. So the function that we need to call is create transport, and we only need to specify 2 things. The first one is the service. In this case, it's going to be Gmail, and the other one is the auth. So auth contains 2 things. One is the user and the other one is the pass. Now the thing is, the user is going to be the email from which we are going to send the mail. So let me just copy it from here, and you do the same, the email from which you want to send the mail. But the password, it's not going to be the actual email password. Now here's the point where things actually get a bit interesting. So the thing is that we cannot use the password right over here, the actual password. We have to create an app password from the account settings of the Gmail account. So over here, you just need to click on the menu button that we have over here and just go to the account page. Once you're there, you need to navigate to the security page, and over here the very first thing that you have to do is to set up a 2-factor authentication, like 2-step verification. You need to have this thing enabled. Only after this you will be able to get to the next part, the next step, which is to create an app password. So once you're done with this, you will automatically, like you will be able to see this particular option. So over here, let's create a new app password. At the moment, I do not have one. And over here, we need to select an app. So I'm going to set it to be a mail one and the device to be Mac. So let's generate the password. Now this is the password that we have to use. So I'm just going to copy it and paste it over here. Or maybe the better approach should be to actually create an environment variable. So let's do that. I'm going to set it as email password. And even environment variable for the mail, because in future we may choose to change the mail. So it's much better to have everything in a in a single place. So now that we have the mail, email, it should be mail, I guess. I think email would work fine. Email ID, let's name it as ID, and email password. So because we have made some changes in the environment file, we need to respin up the server. Let's do that real quick. Now getting back over here, let's use process.env.email-id, and in a similar way, email password. Let me just copy it from here. So once we are done creating a transport, we can send a message, like we can send the mail. I guess, one second. Yep. Now in order to send the mail, I believe, 1 minute. I'm having some trouble with the hotkeys. Oh, I get it. It's actually, anyway, it's sort of like a thing with OBS that while you're recording and if you click on any password field, like the hotkeys, they just stop working. Anyway, so the next step is to send the mail in such a way. So this thing, it takes two things. The first one is the mail option, which we have to kind of configure, and the other one is the callback. So over here, this is gonna be an object to which we have to specify a couple of things. First one being from, like from which mail do you want to send the mail. So it's actually the same thing, so we can just copy it from here. Then it's going to be to. In this case, the to will be an email that the user provides, and as we are going to use this function from the new order, so we can actually pass it down in an object right over here, email, in such a way. Right. Now let's place it right over here. Sorry about that, someone was at door. Anyway, so now what we need to do, okay, so we got the mail, and yep, so now what we need to do, the other one is the subject, which in this case is again going to be something that we are going to define while calling this function, because we are planning to use it from two different scenarios, you can say. So let's set it over here, subject, in such a way. Then the other one is body, I suppose. Nope, it's actually HTML, I guess. Yep. Now then we have the HTML. So this one could be again something which we're gonna send while calling this function. Right, so that would work. So now what we need to do, we just need to call this function. And the other thing is that over here, the from will actually the to part. So the thing is, confirmation mail and confirm order. Yep, I think that would work. So now let's actually get back to the new order and let's call this function send email. I guess it should be auto imported. That's not working, I guess. Oh, that's working. Cool. So now we just need to call this function. We don't really have to await it, although this operation, the entire thing is asynchronous, but again, as it is something that we don't want the user to wait for, we can just call the function right away. So over here, we have to provide the mail, which we already have right over here, then the subject. Now in this case, the subject is gonna be please confirm your order, and then I guess the shop name, something like that. And the last one would be the HTML. So The HTML in this case is just gonna be the link, right, with the text that click on this link to confirm the order. So I'm going to use backticks, and the other thing is that the ID, the order ID that we need in order to confirm the order, it's actually like we have the access to it in the response, this response. So when we add some data to the database, like a document to the database, it returns back the same document, out of which we can get the key, which is what Deta calls. Wait a second. So over here, I'm gonna actually open up the network tab and quickly place a new order. That's not quick. And let's see, that's taking some time. Did we save the code? Nope, we didn't. Okay, so over here, as you can see, in the response, we need to get the key, this thing, and we need to append the URL. So for that, it also means that we need to have the domain name, right? That's something to keep in mind of. So for that, just for now, let's just test this thing. Like, let's test whether the mail is at least getting sent, and we will continue with the same thing in the next part. So over here, click on the link to confirm. And we can also do one other thing, like we can display the entire cart that we have, right? That's actually an option. I'm using backticks n for new line, and we can also do the same thing for, what do we call it? Actually, we don't need to do the backticks, the \n, because we are using backticks, so we can do it in this way. Like, structure the entire thing in such a way and this will be total amount, this thing, right? So that would work, I guess. Let's give it a shot. We got the cart. Well, actually it's formatted cart. I was about to make a mistake, but perfect. Now let's actually give it a shot, and over here, now that it's saved, I'm gonna copy the same mail. System is lagging. I can already sense something going wrong. Anyway, so now let's quickly place a new order. This time it's gonna be a legit mail, because this mail will be receiving the email, hopefully. So let's give it a shot. Place order. Boom, it's working. And did we receive any mail? We did. Beautiful. So as you can see, it's not very well formatted, but it is what it is. So that's perfect. Perfect. So now we just need to work on sending the actual link. So let's do that in the next part, because I can already sense the system lagging. All right, thank you for watching.